welcome back to the Blazor Puzzle. It's episode 92. I'm Carl Franklin from AppVNext, and that is my friend Jeff Fritz from Microsoft. What's up, Jeffy?
How do? Oh, did you see the news this week? We got a new Visual Studio coming.
Okay. I know that I just updated my Visual Studio.
Yeah.
Is that the one you speak of?
No, there's a Visual Studio 2026 that was just announced this week, and they're releasing what they're calling the Insiders Edition for folks to try out, take a look, and see how it's working. And we're going to see more frequent releases, patches, updates of Visual Studio in the weeks and months ahead. Very exciting stuff.
And do we get this through the regular Visual Studio Installer preview channel?
It's a new channel that they're rolling out called the Insiders channel.
Okay.
Go to visualstudio.com. There's links there so you can download and learn more about it.
Very, very cool. I know we've been talking about it on .NET Rocks for a bit, but when is it dropping?
It was the first version of the Insiders Edition was made available September 9th, 2025. Okay. So just a day or two ago.
All right, very good.
Earlier if you're watching this in the future.
Yeah, fantastic.
Hello, future people.
Hello. Time shifting is wonderful. All right, let's roll the crazy music and video for the first puzzle. Go, 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 go. All right, Jeff, this is your puzzle, but I'm just going to say that this is a .NET 9 Blazor web app.
Yes.
But it's not global interactivity, right?
That's right. So what a lot of folks don't realize is you can do that Blazor SSR, that Blazor static server rendered version, and build the same types of websites that you are building with ASP.NET Core, with MVC, with Razor pages, except using the Blazor technology to render your web pages.
Right.
If you want to have some interactive components to it, you can optionally turn on that render mode for interactive server mode, interactive WebAssembly, and light up individual pages, individual features inside of your website.
And as we've talked about many times before, there's some gotchas with that. Like if you like to have things like, state or cascading parameters.
Yes.
Those don't work if you don't have it on globally.
That's right.
Some serious modification.
There's ways to pass that around, but what we're looking at today is a website that we want to run as statically as possible, but we're going to put a custom button component in here just so we have a simple custom component that we're going to make interactive, and we want to see how we can do that in several places. So here in Program CS, normally for just a typical SSR application, we have just what's on line 6, add Razor components.
Right.
But because we're going to light up one or two places as interactive server, we need that line 7, add interactive server components, and then line 24, add interactive server render mode.
But if you look in App Razor, you can tell in head, outlet, and routes that there's no interactivity for the entire page or for the entire application. So
that's right.
It truly is sprinkle it where you want it. Yep.
So when we go to put this button, and you can see the button in that next tab, mybutton.razor. It's a simple button with an on click that's going to just write out to the console whatever log message we pass in as a parameter.
Okay.
So this is a simple component. You might have very complex components that you want to render statically or that you want to render interactively on different pages. The trick is when we go to the next tab on the home page, we have our typical README that we have here, and I put the button in the middle of the page. The way that it's designed right now, you can't actually click the button because it doesn't have that on-click handler being handled by .NET code somewhere. So what we typically do is we have that render mode declaration on line 2, render mode interactive server, or maybe render mode interactive WebAssembly that specifies this page should be rendered interactively in this location. Let's uncomment that, run it, and then we'll take a look at the next step of the puzzle here. All right, so there's the page, and when you click the Click Me button, it actually does interact. It actually, you see it depress, and if we go look at the console where this ran from, we'll see those messages being written into the console.
There it is. You click the button on the home page.
Simple, right? So we've got low-level interactivity working.
Okay.
But what if you want to put that component on the layout? Because the layout, maybe you want to put a tree control out there. Maybe you want to, for navigation, so that folks can click into a tree and navigate around. So over here on the layout, if we put that button component back in that I commented out there, well, the render mode isn't interactive here. It's not going to allow us to click it.
Right.
So if we try and use render mode interactive server here,
like this,
yeah, go ahead and run it now.
Okay. And so this should show in the top part of the page.
We should see the button on the top part of the page. But what happened? So we want that component to be interactive, but we don't want to put interactive render mode on globally across the entire application. We just want this one component in the layout to be interactive. So how do we do that?
Yes, and that is our challenge this week. Tell us how we can put this button and make it interactive in the layout itself so it shows in that top, but we don't want the entire application to be interactive.
That's right.
Just up here. And if you think you know the answer, well, just wait and see what it is. We'll be back in a few seconds, but if you want to try to figure it out and have a good think, press pause. We'll be here when you come back. So, Jeff, what's the answer?
So there's two ways to go about this. First off, we don't want that render mode on line 2 here in the layout. The other way is using that same render mode attribute that we normally see in global interactive pages in the app Razor. You can use that @render mode attribute on any Razor component. So on line 10, where we have my button log message, you can add @render mode equals interactive server right there.
Like that.
And now when we run it, there we go. And when you click up in the header and we go look at that console, there it is. You click the button in the layout. So that's that's a great way to do it, so that in just those places where you want that component to render interactively, you can do that. The other solution
wait
for
a minute.
this,
What I like about this is that, all right, it's just a button, but imagine that you have Razor class libraries that are complex, that have interactivity inside them and inside of them, that have their own state, that have all that stuff. You can just specify that right there. And what if, now, could I do that inside the button itself, and would it be the same thing? But
that's
then it
the
would
other
be
direction.
for all instances of the button, right?
Yes, that's the catch. You can put render mode interactive server inside the Razor file for my button, but then all renderings of it are going to get that same render mode.
I got
it. So
it.
if there are times where you do want it rendered statically, maybe you've got a calendar component that you just want to render, here's the schedule, and there's no interaction with it. I don't want you to actually be able to click anything in it. You don't want to have the render mode inside the component. You want to be able to specify it outside like this on those places where you do want to be able to click on the calendar and interact with it.
I love it. It's very flexible. Obviously, because of its flexibility, you also need to be a little bit careful of where you sprinkle this stuff.
Absolutely.
But what a great solution. Thanks, Jeff. And if you've got a puzzle for us, whether or not you have a solution, send it to Jeff and me by email at blazorpuzzle@appvnext.com. And if we use it on the show, we'll send you a Blazor puzzle mug and your name in lights and glory forever and ever. Amen. All right. We'll see you next week.
Take care, friends.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out blazortrain.com and the .NETshow.com for more great content.